I'm Al Case, and I wanted to run a short little clip on the true martial art. I don't know how to do flips. I'm probably too old to tumble. I'm 72. I do know a little bit about hitting people and blocking stuff like that, and it's totally different than what people think it is. Back when I first started in '67, it was different then. Totally different now. Nowadays people just teach boxing and call it karate often. So I wanted to show a little something about the way you actually do a punch in karate. My partner, Elvis. Now, when you do a punch, most people think, "Ah!" Here, let me stand on this side. They go, "Yeah!" And they think, well, it's how much energy, it's how much muscle you've got. And they do all sorts of things, like they'll do a lot of, well, no, the problem is it builds this muscle, the biceps, and it's the triceps that are the punching muscles. This is for pulling back. But people are going, I'm going to have a great punch. It's that kind of idiocy that's out there today. So when you punch somebody, it's not how much energy you've got, well, it is in a way, but it's not how much muscle you use. It's how much weight you put into the target. And there's a specific way of putting weight into the target. Now you've all seen the Bruce Lee thing where he's got the one inch punch. And you can see that I'm not stressing or struggling when I do that. But here's the deal. Here's a bag, and the way to hold this is hold it against your body and brace yourself like that. And the reason you do that is if you hold the bag out and I hit it, then suddenly the bag goes back and will hit you. So if I'm like this, I just simply punch him and he goes back. And you may notice that I'm not really moving. I'm just extending my arm. And I'm hitting a little bit light, and the reason is I can hit harder, but the problem is it goes through the bag and it tends to hurt the person that I'm punching. Now, how am I doing this? Why am I not going, ah, why am I not doing that? That's all flash and show and impressive, but it has nothing to do with delivering weight into the body. Okay, I'm practicing and the coordination and all that, that's good, but you actually have to hit somebody. When I hit, well, let me demonstrate it this way. Face the camera, stand like this. If Elvis is my wall, all I have to do is go like this, and I lean on him. Now, if I'm back like this, I'll feel the stress in different places in my body. But if I just sit here like this, the energy, you'll actually be able to define a line of energy from the ground right to the wall. And you can get further out. You can get in a nice deep horse stance and lift it up. And that's all great, and you should do that. So what I'm doing is stand like this. What if I just hang a little bit higher? What if I just fall on him? So I just fall. That's 200 pounds. Now, it's hard for him to hold. He could stance up and grab that ground. It may actually end up hurting him more if I'm just dropping my weight. So, now what's going to happen is, can I do that leaning without leaning? And that's sort of a weird concept, I know. But if you've been practicing the movement I just showed, you start to get the nice light punch. And here it is. And all I'm doing is I'm putting my weight on him. I don't have to move my body to put weight on him. I mean, I'll move a little bit. And actually, if you look at what I'm doing, I'm not really even moving my body. All I'm doing is making that line of energy inside my body. And there it goes. So, if I go and throw a big old punch, he blocks it because he sees it coming a mile away. He throws the punch. And to fight, I'm not hardly moving. So karate, you have to have this sort of exercise to train. And you have to create coordination and organize your body so that the weight goes through, so that you can discover the lines of energy in your body. Every form you do is an opportunity to isolate what the lines of energy are. When I do something like, say, pin on two, or hei on two they call it, okay, push on my arm gently, and then I go like this, push on this one gently, and then I go like this, push on it, and I'm running energy right through. So every time I do a form, I'm practicing finding the lines of energy. You do not find this in any martial art I've ever seen. Some people get it. Some people get it intuitively. Most people don't get it, and they end up boxing or just and throwing their energy around and not really being connected to the ground and not really putting their weight into the strike. Now that's the difference between real karate and all the other stuff. And you'll find there's not much real karate these days. Everybody thinks you need muscle. You need to practice on that bag and keep hitting things. It's up here. It's very gentle. You simply close the hand, draw the line of energy. And how does that feel when I hit you?
It's not good.
And I'm not hitting hard. And if I hit hard, I'm going to break things. But then that's because I'm putting weight, suddenly 200 pounds introduced to his chest. In the beginning, I did have to do this. I had to practice a lot. And I practiced a lot of shuffle punches because I was trying to get my whole weight to move into it. But if you practice this long enough and you get the concept, then you don't have to move your body that much. You just sit here, draw that line, boom, and there it is. And that's how a real punch works in real karate. Don't believe me? Try it. Put it in your forms. I would be careful about talking to people about this. You can refer them to my video if you want. But most people will sit there and go, oh yeah, that's garbage. That doesn't make any sense. I'm 72 years old and I'm punching harder than a guy who's 25. So, thank you.